A tablet nowadays does not have to cost you an arm and a leg. With many models on the market, there is certainly plenty to choose from. Simbuns have been on the front line of producing affordable tech for quite some time now, with this new 2-in-1 tablet with some very impressive specs at under £150. For this whole setup, it could replace your laptop. Stay tuned and I'll let you know exactly whether or not you're getting your money's worth. So unboxing this guy, and it does come in this really nice sleek box. It's worth noting that this specific one is on the market for around £150. That is because it includes this keyboard. Now, if that isn't something you require, you can knock off around £20 to get it without one, because if you want, you could just plug in your own keyboard and mouse with the USB port provided. You also get a charger and micro USB data transfer cable inside. Now let's have a quick look around the tablet itself. For some reason, a lot of manufacturers are still sticking with these 2010 bezels. I'm not quite sure what the thinking was with the design, but then do remember that in hand with a full screen tablet, you do tend to obscure most of the screen with your hand anyway. As you can see, in hand you naturally put your remainder of your fingers at the back and your thumbs on top. So in essence, those notches almost act as a surface space for handling. But I will admit it does make it look slightly cheaper. However, moving on from that, let's take a look at some of the inputs and controls. On the top you have your power and volume rocker buttons, and on the left you have quite a few ports to play with. There's a built-in microphone in this, a headphone input, a micro USB and a mini HDMI for display output. There is also a USB port for memory cards or keyboard and mouse inputs. And lastly, a micro SD card slot provided right under this flap, which thankfully allows for memory expansion of up to 128GB. Now these tablets come stock with some great specs. You have 4GB of DDR3 RAM and a quad-core MTK8168 2GHz core processor that goes great with 64GB of onboard storage. Now those for a tablet is about mid-range price points, and that's when you take a look at others on the market. On board we are rocking Android 10, and that does offer, from my experience, some nice fluent feedback from usage throughout. When you start to use the tablet in your day-to-day operations, you begin to see its potential with the added optional keyboard. Tasks like Microsoft Office usage is comfortable and very enjoyable to use. Bear in mind these are pre-installed on the tablet, completely free. Getting used to a smaller keyboard can be slightly tricky, but luckily this one provided has a really nice tactile feel to it. It does add quite a bit of weight to it when attached, but for me it just makes the tablet feel more like a proper laptop. The only issue is when you go for a rubbery back design like these, it does tend to attract a lot of fingerprint marks. When you start pushing the tablet to be more demanding on the RAM, you might be pleasantly surprised at how well it handles it. With an array of apps you can download from the Play Store, you're spoilt for choice on just how versatile you can make this tablet PC. Apps like Kodi are more than pleasantly responsive and seem to be handled with ease. For me, a tablet has to tick a few things, and a camera is not one of them. And this one is not very good. With 2 megapixels on the front and 5 megapixels on the back, don't expect too much. But with the added microphone, Skype calls are fantastic. A box to be ticked is certainly screen quality, and throughout this video you probably was pleasantly surprised, showing a pixel resolution density of 1280 by 800. Now going by today's standards, that's pretty standard. But for the average person who's looking for a device for average day-to-day use, you really can't grumble. If you are on the market for a 2-in-1 tablet laptop that won't break the bank, certainly check out this one. As always, the product link will be in the description. Let me know what you think. Till next time.